In this video, I want to show you a little bit about what I do outside of flying. This is one of the real estate projects that we took on a few years ago. It's an old house in regional Queensland which were bought for 215 grand, and as you can see, hadn't been touched, hadn't been given much love for quite a few years. The first walkthroughs, it smelt like mothballs and mould, more or less. So getting stuck into it straight away, had to do a bit of a walk around and see what we were going to take on. Letting a bit of light in really helped. When we got the keys, the power was off, sort of had been off for quite a while, I think. First things first, I started pulling up the carpet. If I had my time again, I probably would have left them down as a bit of a construction mat, because you'll see later in the video the overspray from my paint gun was pretty hard to get off, and sometimes I couldn't even get it off of those beautiful floorboards. Then into the kitchen, really good layout for the kitchen, so I ended up leaving it like it is, more or less, and adding to it, adding an island bench. But we pulled up those old cork floor tiles. And then to the bathroom. The bathroom was way too small, so big ticket item there was to pull down some walls, get rid of the cabinetry, and then make that bathroom a lot bigger. You'll see it a bit later on in the video as well. The kitchen had a non-load bearing wall between that and the living room, so I sort of checked the roof space out and then pulled down that wall that divided the lounge room and the kitchen. It's all that old horsehair plaster, so like really heavy but really strong at the same time. I went through and ripped all of that out. Then into one of the spare bedrooms, there was an old toilet, which was the oddest place I've ever seen to place a toilet. They sort of just boxed out part of the room and then put this toilet in there. So pulled that out, ripped all the walls out. As you can see, beautiful old hardwood timber frames, so there was no termites in there at all that we found. Here you can see the bathroom getting opened up, creating much bigger space, which ended up being really good. Sort of felt like you could actually walk around there at least. So obviously had the water off here, so pulled all the bathroom and the sink out, the vanity's gone. Capping it off, doing a bit of makeshift plumbing, and then pulled up the floor inside the bathroom. Reason we pulled that up, because wanted to lay proper compressed fibre cement sheeting in there, drop it down so all the falls are right, and get that done by a licensed plumber as well. One of the things that I underestimated was actually just cleaning up as we went on this one. When I say we, it was only me pretty much working on the project, but the cleanup, you make mess and then you spend pretty much the same amount of time cleaning up when we're going this hard into this thing. So filling up wheelie bin after wheelie bin. I had a little like skip bin, or it was like a 5 cube skip bin out there for a while as well, that got filled up a few times. And then again, hardwood timber floor joists, like those timbers are just so rock solid. Used them again, just sort of realigned them so they would fit with the CFC floor sheeting that went in later on. Had to get my brother on the phone, he's a carpenter, to just get some advice throughout it, and then ended up working out really well. Pulled out that non-load bearing walls, like the other ones around the bathroom, so open up that space into the kitchen. This worked out really good. Ended up getting some builders in to finish framing up and do the entranceway and the floor joist there, which was great. Then we got stuck into sheeting or plastering back on top of the walls to make up the bathroom, and then waterproofed all of the bathroom myself. Just followed the instructions on the pack more or less, and it came up actually really good. So you obviously can't do waterproofing and get paid for it, but you can do it on your own house. So It's my first time tiling as well. I think it might be the last time I'll do tiling. It was a pain in the ass and I couldn't get a really good finish. If anyone says the tiling's easy, yeah, it might be easy to get an okay finish, but getting it looking smick and all the grout lines perfect, that's a bit of an art. So I take my hat off to anybody that does tiling. I've seen people throughout my career, in trades, doing lots of tiling, and I just sort of thought, oh, that'd be easy, but yeah, not at all. You got to make sure you get the walls straight, and then like all the grout lines to line up. It's actually really, really tricky. So worked through. All the tiles were just cheapo tiles from Bunnings, but they turned out really good. It's that like white gloss finish, so really easy to keep clean. The tricky thing here, you'll see me rubbing in the grout, but the glue from underneath the tiles made its way through some of those grout lines, and I spent forever trying to get it out, but it ended up not being completely perfect, but it was pretty good. So back off to Bunnings again to pick up vanities, toilets and other things. I reckon if I calculated the amount of man hours spent on the whole time, the trips to Bunnings would probably be a fairly big portion of that. This is how the bathroom ended up looking after the plumber had come through, put the sinks and the toilet in. Bit of Hungry Jacks there to keep us going. But yeah, ended up looking really good, and obviously the shower is so much bigger and more spacious than what it was, this little pokey thing. New toilet makes a massive difference, and yeah, pretty happy with that piece of the puzzle. Sanding those floors back, like obviously they're just beautiful old hardwood floors. They come out really good, and this was my favourite part of the whole job. Bought a Graco airless spray gun, and it's yeah, almost therapeutic putting paint onto any surface with that thing. You sort of drop the end of the paint gun in the bucket, pull the trigger, and it's more or less like a pressure cleaner. The first few tries I couldn't get the pressures right and had to filter the paint out to get all the fines out of there so the spray would stay consistent. But after I pretty much got to the end of this house, I had it down pat and I'd be able to do it again. I since have done it a few different times and helped other people use that particular gun on their projects. It saves so much time, especially for rough surfaces or the outdoor walls. It's just a absolute game changer, that thing. So best couple grand I've spent. This is where we sprayed on the goo onto the glass windows, and then you can just peel it off. It's awesome. Inside was just as fun, getting the enamel on all the timber skirtings and architraves, and those yellow kitchen cabinets ended up just getting painted over with white enamel, and they came up actually really good. I was really happy with how that ended up. Yeah, just getting that white paint onto these old sort of dated walls made the whole thing brighten right up, feel a lot cleaner, and yeah, much nicer to live in there. So yeah, sort of getting to the end of it, I sort of explain a little bit about what we ended up doing with the project after it was finished, or after I'd finished renovating it. I rented it out for a year and a half. And it made really good rent, actually. Like, being in regional parts of Australia, you can actually get some really strong rent for how much the things cost. So it was making about $550 a week rent on that, initial purchase price of $215. I think I spent 40 grand on it. Obviously did all of this stuff myself, so saved heaps of money. Had it rented out for a couple of years, and then ended up selling it only this year, or 2025, for $447,000, which we were stoked on. So another step forward to paying for more AvGas and getting out there and going flying.